Hey guys, I just want to hop on here quick. Um, so last night and just throughout the day today, I've been thinking a lot, um, just about a few different things, and I just wanted to attempt to share my heart before I go home. Um, I've just been thinking about I've been thinking about wisdom a lot today, and just kind of like what it means to be a Christian, you know, especially in today's society and culture. When we think of wisdom, people, there's this, a lot of people think that wisdom is something that you acquire or develop, as you get older, but that's a myth. That's not true. Wisdom comes from God and God alone, and it's passed on in everyday moments through everyday people. People who are willing to be intentional. That word intentional, when it comes to being intentional, when it comes to sharing your beliefs and sharing your faith. Every single thing that we experience in life, it's an opportunity to dig deeper and connect the dots, so to speak, when it comes to our faith and our life. When Jesus walked the earth, he turned the whole world upside down and started a worldwide movement of people who put their faith in action. The people of that time, they were set apart from the rest of the world. They saw their relationship with the Lord as a very detailed and intricate part of their life. They didn't keep their faith private. Now that's the kind of movement that our world needs right now. It needs a movement of love and hope, a movement of truth. I fear for my children. I think of my children, and I've had this burden today. So I'm just attempting to release it right now a little bit. We need a movement of love and truth and hope, and we don't need we got enough movements of hatred. We don't need a movement of hatred and division and modern day Marxism, because that's what's out there. And there's so much deception out there, and there's a lot of brainwashed people, and it just eats me up. But for those watching that believe that God is still on the throne, do you desire to make a contribution? To make a difference, to make a real difference. And I don't know about you, but I didn't join God's team and become a Christian to sit on the bench. In order to make a real difference and change the world, and in order to do that, we have to walk in wisdom. And in order to walk in wisdom, it takes our thoughts, our words, the way that we do business, the way we interact with people, the way we handle temptation, all that stuff has to reflect our faith and the true condition of our hearts. And we have to trust that our motives are pure in everything that we say, and when we make the decision to step out and speak on something, trust that your motive is pure. We were made to reflect the image of Christ in our everyday life. And I understand that we're not perfect, and we're going to mess up regularly. And sometimes too we get beaten down and worn out, but we can't let those things paralyze us into lack of action and lack of fearing, or a fear of sharing our beliefs. We have to press on. Jesus, when Jesus walked the earth, he didn't just let life happen. He was intentional. He was intentional in everything that he did, whether he was walking through a city or telling stories or teaching a large crowd of people or healing people. He was always walking in the wisdom of God. And we desperately need that right now. You know, Jesus, he was intentional in everything that he did. You know, he taught his followers to be intentional too. You know, if you consider yourself to be a believer in Jesus, you know, a follower of Jesus, and he's calling you to be intentional too. Start by reading the Word. Read the Word and read Jesus' parables and pay attention to how he passed on the wisdom of God. Because we're equipped to do the same thing. And it's crucial that we do, especially now in these days. You know, the days, our world and our country needs the wisdom of God right now. I need the wisdom of God right now. You know, we all do. Like I said, there's so much deception out there and brainwashed people. And, you know, the days that we're living in are evil. And more people than you know, some that don't even realize it yet, are counting on you and us to be intentional and share the hope that we all have in Jesus. You know, don't be afraid and don't be ashamed.